Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM20 story from Dorking Wanderers with me, Daniel. It's season 16, episode 8, and today we continue what should be a pretty dramatic climax to the season. We're still fighting on three fronts. We're fighting for 5th place in the Premier League and guaranteed Europa League football. We're in an FA Cup semi-final today and we've got the friendliest possible draw. And we've also got a semi-final in the Europa League too. You can probably see in the top right who we've just beat in the last round. And we've now probably got the toughest team left in the competition, so it will be interesting to see how we get on. But today we've got a big doubleheader against Bournemouth in the FA Cup semi-final, a championship side after relegation last year. But they are still going to be a tough test and a banana skin as we go to Wembley Stadium. Ariensink Cup tied, a couple of other players missing out through injury or just coming back from one. So it is going to be interesting. And we've also got to balance that with our squad for 4 days later. We play at home to 7th place Arsenal. And realistically, looking at the teams left and the number of games left, they are the only side, them and Tottenham perhaps, that could probably catch us. So I've got to make sure we get at least a point there, or that we can stay in a good run aside from that. So if you are looking forward to what should be a very exciting episode today, please do chuck a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily FM20 content, including our new series with Macclesfield Town, which continued on Saturday and Sunday at 1 PM. There's a link to the first 3 episodes in the eye above. Our weekly live streams will be back tomorrow as always. So if you are free, please do pop along at 10 AM and come and say hello. And there's much more to come on this channel and over on the podcast too. We've got loads of interviews with professionals and loads of others coming up as well. So let's go and get into these Dorking Wanderers matches. But first, we need to see how we got here. We've had a little interesting month, to be honest, or month and a half. It's been a real mixed bag. So you're with me, of course, for the Carabao Cup final as we embarrassed ourselves again with a stupid penalty against United. But we bounced back emphatically. A 7-1 win away at Lask in the Europa League 2. It was a council hat-trick. Boyce, Davey, Williams and Makinson with one apiece. Then a 1-0 win away at Derby. Jeff Coppens getting a brilliant solo goal. A 6-0 win at home to Lask. Council again, Davey again. McLaughlin with a hat-trick this time and Roger Solly. A 2-0 win at home to Everton. An early red card really helping us. Stockich and Lima, the wingers, with a goal apiece. And Jeff Coppens, I'm afraid, with a missed penalty. Before United again, they've just got our number. A 3-0 defeat. They were 2-0 up after 11 minutes and we were going defensive. So they really had us where they wanted us there. And then a 1-0 win at home to Chelsea in the FA Cup 6th round. A brilliant solo goal from Jeff Coppens. We're still in and ahhing about letting him go this summer because he does flatter to deceive most of the time. He's very inconsistent at this level. But he scored a brilliant goal there and he might have given us a chance. Certainly to reach the final if nothing else. Into April, it's been plain sailing so far. A 3-0 win at home to Reading, Coppens with a brace and Morgan Morale with a brilliant goal. A 2-1 win away against Queen of the South in the quarter-final of the Europa League 2. We did fall behind, but Davey and Council continuing their brilliant European form. A 2-1 win at home to Brentford. Ensink and Morale saved the day in the second half as we trailed at half-time. 2 brilliant strikes from those guys. And then last time out, we won 2-1 at home to Queen of the South in the return fixture. Ewan Davey again with a goal and Aaron White this time getting a second to put it beyond reasonable doubt. So we've got Bournemouth coming up today and then Arsenal in the second game. And then we will be back in mid-May to face Brighton away in the Premier League, another big game near the top, and Levante in the second leg of the Europa League 2 semi-final. And then I'm hoping the last episode of the season will be 2 cup finals. But we'll wait and see if that's the case or not. We've also got a youth intake preview which will show you in between the 2 games today because none of them will be featuring in this one as we head into the FA Cup semi-final already knowing that if we win we will be facing Liverpool. They've got past United, our bogey side, so it gives us a better chance if we get through. Let's have a quick look at where Bournemouth are in the Championship. They are top, and how far are they top by? Only a point. So they've, in theory, got other things to be worrying about. And they've got a game in 3 days' time away at 5th place Watford. So for once, we're going to be hoping they're resting players. They've got 4 players out, a few injured, 1 cup tied like ourselves. And apart from that, we've got pretty much our first 11 available. So we've gone for Gabriel Afonso in goal, who is now one of the best keepers in the world. We've got to stave off interest from our head coach club Barcelona in the summer. We've got Pollock and Mazzino, the fullbacks, with Mertens alongside Semedo at centre-back, Balters and Barrow in central midfield, Lima and Stokic on the wings, and then Cole Boyce in for the cup-tied ensign behind Jeff Coppens, who retains his place up front. Davey, Council, McLaughlin, all game changers on the bench. We've got defensive ones if needed to, including the January signing Murillo. But let's get into it. Bournemouth v Dorking, and a championship side in the FA Cup semi-final. Surely our best chance of reaching the final of my favourite event. 4-4-1-1 for Bournemouth. They've got Lewis Southgate in central midfield. Remember him, he was at Watford for a few years. Really caused us trouble earlier in the series. But we're going to ask the lads to pick up where they left off. They're playing a championship side, and this is going to be hard for them. Coming to Wembley as heavy favourites. Not something we're used to. And after reaching the semi last year against Chelsea, this time we should be reaching the final. But early on is a Bournemouth free kick on halfway. Morosini gets it from Howe. And I think, to be honest, if we lose this, we have to give up on domestic trophies for a while, as Forrest goes back to Hollis, up to Hawkins on the left, delivers to the back post, Alberto flicks on, Semedo away, and Morale down for Cole Boyce, out to Stokic, can we counter at speed, in the centre circle to Lima, he's got Coppens with him, but he's going alone at the moment, crosses in early though, and he's headed away by Alberto, but Mazzino the left back will get there, and he's got two up ahead of him. Mazzino takes on the fullback though, cuts it back to Morale, into the back post, Lima heads just wide. Really should have scored that in truth. Morgan Morale, the 88 million man, with a brilliant delivery on a plate for the winger. But unfortunately wide of the post. And now it's Bournemouth coming forward on the right byline with Forrest. Back to Alberto, blocked to Southgate. And Afonso has had to make a point blank save. That was probably a clear cut chance. And we've managed to survive it, but there's still a corner to come. Guaita's going to deliver it from the left-hand side. In-swinger towards Semedo, who gets up really well ahead away. And is out to Benrahma on the right-hand side. The highlight ends, though. We've forced them back. It's been a very even game for the first 20. It's been a poor half of football. A lot of the attacking players are looking nervous. Some of the big stars as well. And that's probably the thing with Lima and Coppens, to be honest. They're really good footballers. They have moments of magic in them. But they do get nervy on the big stage, and that's not what we can afford to have moving forward. So if we can get big money for them, I think we let them both go. Because Bournemouth here are holding their own. As Mertens heads the ball away to Stokic, we're trying to find a way out with Boyce. To Balters. Lima's up ahead of him, and he's got it on the right here. Now on a yellow, but taking on his fullback. To the right side of the box, back to Pollock. From the right back area, chance to cross, in towards Stokic, and his header's comfortably wide. We really should be doing better than that. It looks like Bournemouth are just trying to defend, so we're going to go positive and we're going to try and get on the front foot because we've still only had 2 shots on target. And we might have to go for big changes now. Lima off, Council on, Ewan Davey on up front for Jeff Coppens, and we'll leave the last one 5 more minutes. In fact, no we won't. Carl Boyce replaced by Peter McLaughlin. 3 big attacking changes. Let's demand more from the boys and let's try and get the big reaction. They seem to be focused. Well, certainly an improvement to the stats since the changes, but not to the attacking highlights. So we are going to extra time here against Championship leaders Bournemouth. We've given the lads some confidence, but where is the magic? That's what I want to know. On the left wing, we are going to take Stokic off now. I don't really have a suitable replacement, and I don't know who the best alternative is. So I think we might bring McCrory on and chuck Mazzino on the left wing, because I don't see a viable alternative. Mazzino is quite good going forward. McCrory likewise actually. Is he any better up there? I don't really know which one's more suitable. So I'm going to chuck Mazzino up because he's got more attacking flair, more pace. And let's try and get him in behind. And we've got a goal kick with Gabriel Afonso. Nearly 100 minutes on the clock here. He's out to Council on the right. Flicks it on, but only as far as Benrahma. Back to his goalkeeper, who clears out to Dyer and now Turner. Lovely football from Bournemouth. And the longer this goes on, the more confident they'll be feeling. Slow picks it up on the right wing. To the byline, crosses it in. Pollock away, but it's only found Turner. And it is all Bournemouth at the moment. Up to Hollis and Hawkins. They look the more likely, the Cherries, and they've got it on the left wing again, but Pollock makes a great tackle. And now we counter. McLaughlin running forward. Pretty slowly, it's got to be said. Looks like he's going through treacle there. And he goes back to Council. 2 in the centre circle if he can find them. One's Morale. Beats his man, and he's got acres of space to run into. Morale 30 yards out to McLaughlin. And his shot goes just over the bar. And with 100 on the clock, it's still 0-0. We cannot find that breakthrough. And it's half time in extra time, and I think we've got to go for it. We're going to go attacking. We're going to push up that defensive line. We've got quicker players. We've got fitter players. And in theory, we should be making that count at this point. So let's get on the front foot for the last 15 in extra time. 2 minutes remaining, and it looks like we're going to penalty kicks. We've not left good penalty takers on. And now, against Championship Bournemouth, we could be about to be embarrassed. There's the 11 takers. We need heroes. And mainly, it needs Gabriel Afonso in goal. One of the best goalkeepers in the world at reflex saves. But the first penalty's in. It's down the middle. And unfortunately, Afonso had flown to his right. And he is going to be followed up by the £88 million man. Morgan Morale. Up for the penalty and in. Not the best directed one, but it was powerful. And it basically took the keeper in the net with him. 1-1. No mistake so far. As Hollis steps up for Bournemouth. Afonso dives and he doesn't get there. Oh, he went the right way. It was a pretty tame penalty. But it was just placed well enough. And now it's the youngster Ewan Davey. Right-footed. Up for Dorking Wanderers. And it's saved. It's straight down the middle. And that's not a good penalty. And now we don't just want Gabriel Afonso heroics. We need them. As Hawkins steps up left-footed. Afonso can't get there. And the Championship side are going to the FA Cup final. We are the biggest Wembley bottle jobs you could ever imagine. 2 stupid penalties conceded in 2 Carabao Cup finals. And then a penalty shootout wasted against Championship opposition in the FA Cup semi. We bottled a 2-0 lead last year as well in the semis, don't forget. Semedo puts his penalty in. Dyer steps up and it's in again. And now we're into must-score territory. If we do not score our last 2, we are out. If we do not save the last penalty, we are out. And Peter McLaughlin, last year's skipper, has been pretty poor since he came off the bench, is the man who we're relying on to put this in. This is not the start to the episode we had planned. Peter McLaughlin steps up. Up against the Bournemouth goalkeeper. Has to score. Does score. Great penalty into the corner. And now it's Gabriel Afonso's turn. Must stop this penalty going in. Does not matter if it's off target, saved, doesn't reach the goal line, whatever it is. It cannot go in the back of the net or Bournemouth will be in the FA Cup final at our expense. And after drawing a Championship team in the semi-final, that would be pretty much a disaster. Here he comes. Goiter steps up. Must save moment for Gabriel Afonso. And he's hit the post. Goiter has hit the post and we are still in with a sniff. Now is the 5th and final penalty for us. And it must be scored. And it is Zach Council with a penalty rating of 7 out of 20 who will step up for the most crucial penalty in this club's career. It is Zach Council versus Bournemouth. And he must score to take us to sudden death. We do not deserve to be in the FA Cup final. But I don't care how we do it, we would take it. As Council puts it in. Sudden death, here we come. Cohen Mertens is 6th up. He has taken one penalty that's been crucial for us before. And it could be crucial again if Afonso saves here. Morosini up into the corner. That is a brilliant penalty from the Bournemouth man. And I tell you what, this episode might become a one-game match. Because we have got to go the distance here. Cohen Mertens, the 6th taker for Dorking Wanderers. Must score. We're second in sudden death every time. If we miss, it's curtains. Here's Cohen Mertens stepping up. It is into the corner. Cohen Mertens, ever the reliable. And now Benrahma comes up to face Gabriel Afonso. We just need some heroics. He hasn't actually saved one yet. And this one he doesn't either. He's into the bottom corner. And Bournemouth lead 6-5. And now who steps up? I think it was Mazzino. It is. Mazzino is 7th up and has to score. We're saying the same every time. And there's not been a mistake yet. But let's be honest. It's a matter of time. Mazzino versus Bournemouth's number 1. Another very crucial kick for a young player who has helped this club so much. But it will mean nothing if he misses here. Mazzino in. Oh, the keeper got a hand to it. He really should have kept that out. It was a poor penalty. But it's in, and that's all that matters. It's 6-6. Slow up to face Afonso. Afonso makes his first save at a shootout. And we might possibly be let off the hook here. We are one kick away from the FA Cup final. It will be taken by Keith Balters, the £44 million signing just 12 or 18 months ago. And he has got the moment to define Dorking Wanderers history with a first ever FA Cup final. Keith Balters, against all odds, has the chance to step up and put us in the lead for the first time in this shootout, and he does. Keith Bolters just beats the keeper again, and it is Bournemouth 0, Dorking Wanderers 0. Dorking win 7-6 on penalties and make it to the FA Cup final to face Liverpool. We're going to say well done despite the poor performance. Dorking v Liverpool will be the FA Cup final, and we've got another chance to right our Wembley wrongs. We're back for Dorking v Arsenal, and it's time for a very quick European update. Of course, the Carabao Cup was won by Manchester United, so we're sort of looking for what position will guarantee us a Europa League place. There are 3 English teams in the last 4 of the Champions League, but all of them are currently in the Premier League's top 4. There are, however, 2 teams in the Europa League semi-final. They are Arsenal and Tottenham, and they are in separate ties, so they could well meet in the final. And if that happened and they finished 7th and 8th, that would kick 6th place out of the Europa League and into the Europa League 2. So that is going to be problematic because that means we need to finish 5th. However, as it stands, Leicester have played 3 more games than us and they're still 3 points behind. Arsenal, however, 2 games more, 5 points behind. That sounds fine, but at the end of the season, we are very congested in terms of fixtures. We're in the FA Cup final, we're hoping to add 1 more in the Europa League 2, and we've got 7 Premier League games to go. We are playing 2 or 3 games a week. I mean, you can see this week here, Norwich on the Sunday, Brighton the Tuesday, Levante the Thursday, and Southampton the Sunday. I mean, there we've got 5 games in the space of 10 days. So it's a full test of the squad. We've just started to get knocked. Sam Williams out for 3 to 6 weeks. Problems at this stage of the season. But as it stands, if we can get a result in this game, even a draw, I will feel almost certain we'll be able to make it. So let's very quickly have a look at the youth intake preview. There's not much to look at other than to share the fact that they're not very good. We've got 2 players that are worth looking at really. The first of them is Colin Horgan, 1-star ability, 3.5 potential. Has improved a little bit already because he's quite versatile and he's quite professional. So he's someone we'll keep an eye on in terms of making it as a pro. And maybe like a Chris Glover in January, if we can get a 5, 6, 7 million pound offer, we let him go and take on the sell-on clause. Josh Lawson is the other, 1-star ability, 3-star potential, physically miles off, low self-belief. I'm not actually quite sure why he's rated so highly, other than having a couple of key stats and being tall. So not the best intake in the world, but we'll keep an eye on Horgan as we head into the second game against Arsenal. We were on a winning streak before that draw against Bournemouth, and we're only going to make 1 change today, I believe. Provided Morale is fit, which he is, we are going to bring in Ari Ensink after his cup tie for the semi-final, and Carl Boyce will go onto the bench in place of Murillo. So aside from that, it is the same 11 and the same 18. Fresh legs on the bench if we need them, but otherwise a massive game for Dorking Wanderers, and a draw is fantastic for our European chances. Mitchell Baker getting a start at centre-half. We're very much hoping that this time next year he'll be in the other lineup. Vinicius Jr. still in on the left. Otherwise, a team largely made up of regens, as you would expect after 16 years. But let's get into the first half. It's Dorking v Arsenal, and we need a result here badly. And we've got a throw at right back with Kieran Pollock, who finds Ensink, dropping really deep there. We have put him onto a support duty now, and it has improved his performances actually, and it's also led to more goals. I say as he gives the ball away on halfway, and Semedo's been done by Smith into the box and hits the side netting. Poor way to start, and a scare from Arsenal. We've dominated the match stats with 30 gone as Ensink puts a corner in, headed away as far as Mertens, and it means nothing if we don't get on the score sheet. Bolters out to Ensink again. Right side of the box, has scored a couple from here, cuts back instead, finds Stokic, drops down to Lima, and just wide against his former club. Could have made everything right there with a big goal in a big moment, but instead he's now got the worst rating on the pitch as Ben Lulu picks it up on the left for Arsenal. Stokic intercepts, finds Coppens. We could do with an individual goal. It's up to Ensink, who's in one-on-one here. He's got away from his man, into the box. Ensink shoots, and he's tipped wide by the goalkeeper. A brilliant free flex save. And Ensink will deliver an outswinger himself. Takes the corner from this right-hand side. 2 in the box. Bolters is 1. And it's straight at the goalkeeper again. And that's amazing distribution. To Vinicius Jr. on the left. It was electric quick. It was up before he even reached the floor. Pollock gets back and makes the tackle. That is the best distribution I've ever seen from a goalkeeper in FM. And with 10 minutes to the break, it's come to life. Ensink delivers. Mertens heads in. Cohen Mertens is 2nd of the season. Harry Ensink put the cross in, a brilliant whip delivery, and Mertens heads in for Dorking 1, Arsenal 0. And now our job is to concede 1 or less. And we've got a free kick again in an attacking area. Mazzino in the opposition half to Morale. Back to Mazzino again. The left back with a chance to work down the line. Back inside to the playmaker though. Morale beats 2 into the box. Goes himself and it's just wider than the near post. I think the keeper probably would have had that covered. 1-0 at half time. Ryan Lima's getting hooked because he's been awful. And aside from that, we'll challenge the lads to prove a point. As Zach Council is on for the second half. Lima's future is not going to last long here. And we're back as Arsenal's goal kick is cleared long down the left-hand side. Council intercepted it, but it did get away still. Gomez picked it up in the number 10 role for Arsenal. Out to the right-back Chat. He's got 2 inside of him. And one of them's the centre defender, who goes long. Morale knocks it out to Stokic. Back to Mazzino. Morale again. Lovely through ball. Coppens onto it. Beats Mitchell Baker. Doesn't beat the keeper, though. Coppens tips wide. It is a corner kick. And Ensink this time has an in-swinger. Can he find another Dorking head? His set-piece delivery has been good today. This one to the back post finds Jeff Coppens. And again, stopped by this goalkeeper, who without him, Arsenal could have been 3 or 4 behind. Ensink delivers again. Same side, same delivery. To the front post and Butler heads away. But it falls for Zach Council. On the left side of the box. In towards Baker, who clears. Finds Balters on the right wing. And he's going to play back to the fence and Kieran Pollock. To Semedo. To Balters. To Morale. Space in the opposition half to Stokic on the left. Brilliant through ball. Stokic on the byline and it's blocked away again. And now Muller can counter for Arsenal. But with 8 shots on target to none, we are thoroughly deserving of this lead. 20 minutes left. Jeff Coppens being replaced by Ewan Davey. We're just going to try and get fresh legs up there, running in behind and hopefully scoring goals too. 15 minutes now. We've got 1 more change left in the bank. And we're just waiting to make sure it's the right one. 5 minutes left. We have to make it now. Balters looks tired in the middle. It will be Jerome Jonson on as the box-to-box. Probably our least good midfielder technically, but he is very, very physical. He loves running, he loves tackling, he puts himself in the way of things. It's a long ball forward from Arsenal though, and if they score here, we could be in trouble, but Mazzino's covering is sensational. Stokic into Morale. Just that through ball, if we can nick a second, everything would be a big sigh of relief. Morale out to Pollock. Down the line, he's got the option. Oh, that's a risky ball. Semedo just gets there to Pollock. We've got away with one there. As Pollock comes inside again. He's been challenged though. Oh, Semedo with a tackle. Smith's in though. It's a 3-on-1. Over to Adrian. It's going to be 1-1. Oh, it's not. What a save, Gabriel Afonso. Arsenal have gone 3 up front. We're going to put our fullbacks to defensive duties. And we're also going to put our wingers to support. We just need to get them a bit deeper behind the ball. And make sure we don't get beaten here. 2 brilliant games of football to watch. As Adrian delivers from the right-hand side. Mertens heads away, the goal scorer. Smith back to Adrian again. Mitchell Baker's unmarked. But he's done his former teammates a favour by heading comfortably over the bar. And we're into 4 minutes of stoppage time. As Kieran Pollock takes a throw into Jonton. He's got one inside in Morale. Morale through to Stokic. Gets there, but he's out wide. He's got Mazzino behind him. And he finds him. Edge of the box. Mazzino to Stokic. Chance to score. Oh, he took too long. He took way too long. And now Arsenal have got a 3-on-3. Mazzino caught out of position. Adrian on the right wing. Into the box. And it's 1-1. Oh, no, not like this. We said at the start a draw would be a good result. But in this manner, it is heartbreaking. How on earth have we thrown that away? We've put the fullbacks to defensive duties and they've both been caught at the edge of the opposition area. A lack of tactical discipline. And unfortunately, that means the European race isn't over. So we either need to win the Europa League 2 or hope for other results to go our way. But we're still very much in charge of the race for 5th. So if we go very quickly and look at the schedule, we will be back for 2 big games over a pace of just 3 days. Brighton away on the 8th of May, Levante away on the 10th. Hopefully we can get a lead in the first leg and we can rest people. But it could be all to play for with decisions to make at that point. So if you are looking forward to that episode and you did enjoy these 2 tense games, please do chuck a thumbs up on the video. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the displays, the lucky escape against Bournemouth, and a heartbreaking last moment concession against Arsenal. But we're still in charge and still fighting on 3 fronts. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and turn that notification bell on. You'll get alerts of daily FM20 content, weekly live streams and a stadium review series too. But a massive thank you for your support as always. I really do appreciate you watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time as we try to make it to our first European final.